Toya, Toya, Queen, Toya, Toya, Queen, Toya, Toya, Queen, Toya, Perusi, Yaga, Yaga, Tevu, Yaga, Yaga, Tevu. The Owens Valley Career Development Center was established in 1976 by the Owens Valley Paiute Shoshone Board of Trustees. OVCDC administers various federal, state, and tribal social service, educational, and vocational programs in 5 California counties, which include Inyo, Kern, Tulare, Kings, and Fresno counties. OVCDC works to enhance the quality of life for Native people by focusing on self-sufficiency through educational and work readiness programs. The most important aspect of OVCDC initiatives is to protect, preserve, and promote Native cultures in the spirit of positive nation building today and for generations to come. Currently, OVCDC provides these services to eligible Native American families: TANF, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families; NACTEP, Native American Career and Technical Education Program; Family Literacy; Native American Language Revitalization, and the Kern Indian Education Center. OVCDC also works with 10 tribal governments: Bishop Paiute Reservation, Big Pine Paiute Reservation, Fort Independence Paiute Reservation, Lone Pine Paiute Shoshone Reservation, Timbisha Shoshone Tribe, Tule River Reservation, Santa Rosa Rancheria, Table Mountain Rancheria, Big Sandy Rancheria, and Cold Springs Rancheria. We are also currently working to provide services at 2 additional federally recognized tribes, the Bridgeport and Benton Paiute tribes located in Mono County.
Now we invite you to join us in the celebration of a few of our client success stories.
My name is Christina Gonzalez. I'm Chumash, and I belong to the coastal band Chumash in Santa Barbara.
My name is Nikki Mendoza, and I am Mono and Choinumni.
My name is Ida Lewis. I'm Mono and Chukchansi.
Hello, my name is Rosanna Donez. I'm Pima and Papago from the Gila River Tribe in Arizona.
I used to live in the Bay Area, and I had a very successful job with a computer networking company, and I was pregnant. And one day I got laid off and moved back home. My mate had just went to prison. I was living with relatives, and I really didn't know what I was going to do.
Before Owens Valley Career Development Center, I was a kid who started using drugs at 12. I was born into an addicted family. I grew up around drugs and gangs. When I was 16, I got pregnant with my first child and had him when I was 17. I did graduate high school, although by the skin of my teeth. I had a second child when I was 19, and my third when I was 23. My addiction lasted throughout my life until I was 28 years old, which is about 16 years. So I spent more of my life in my addiction than I have out of it. My kids were with my sister, and I went to jail for a few months, and then Turtle Lodge picked me up.
I was a stay-at-home mom for 15 years and a wife before I came to OVCDC. Me and my husband split up, and basically I had no money. He left, and I basically couldn't pay the rent, so I was evicted, and I had no place to go.
Before I got into TANF, I was in a lot of trouble. I went in and out of jail. I went to 3 different rehabs. My kids got taken away from me. Also, my mom ended up raising my kids for a couple of years. Each time I went back into jail, I continued to progress and get a longer period of time in jail, and it was just went from 3 months to 6 months to 7 months to doing actually a full year in jail this last time.
So I applied for the program. Once I applied for the program, I found out about a graduate school program in the Bay Area. It's called John F. Kennedy University, and they offered a Master's in Museum Studies program. Tribal TANF paid for my gas to go to the open house for this program, and it sounded really good, and I applied. I got my reference letters and everything turned in, and I was accepted into the program. And that was the beginning of a long school journey into grad school. Tribal TANF helped me with my books, with childcare mostly, because that was the main thing, because I would have to drive to Berkeley and back. So they assisted with gas, with books, with childcare, and there was a lot of extra things. They helped me go to a museum conference during that time. While in the Museum Studies program at John F. Kennedy, I had to complete an internship, and I was lucky and fortunate enough to complete an internship with California State Parks with the NAGPRA coordinator. That also required me to stay in Sacramento during several days of the week, and Tribal TANF actually helped pay for my residence during part of that week in Sacramento so that I could finish my internship.
So when I left Turtle Lodge, I came to Owens Valley, and they let me know how they could help me. And it was this long list of things, and they were telling me, though, that I had to do this and I had to do that. And so it was a lot of choices to be made, and I still didn't know what I was going to do with myself, if it was work or if I was going to go back to school. So I took a chance and went back to school. While I was in school, Owens Valley helped me with my books, with my tuition fees, with childcare, with bus passes, and with school clothes for my kids, backpacks for my kids, everything that we needed to make life work, they helped pay for. Eventually it came to where I needed to move out of my sister's house and me and my family be on our own again. And we came to Owens Valley. I told, let them know what I wanted to do. They provided me with help with moving into my first apartment after being in my addiction and our family being apart for so long. They gave us our opportunity to be back together again. Sorry. And during all these things, if something ever came up, I knew I could go to them, and they would do their best to help me out. And they helped me through graduating. And when I graduated, they even gave me an incentive for graduating with my, with my degree. And me and my kids bought new mattresses for our beds with that incentive. And it was always those little small things, that I knew that were going to be the biggest things to me and my kids. And even though we had already been through the worst in our lives, and things, things weren't extremely perfect, but they were awesome for us. And Owens Valley always gave us a pat on the back or an extra push, and always let us know that they cared about us and that they wanted me and my kids to have the best and to do our best, and that someone was watching. And my kids, they always knew they were going to have clothes on their back.
I then went to OVCDC, applied. I then had Ruth as my case counselor. She started to help me try to focus on, first of all, getting my high school diploma, because I didn't have it. I then later on had Miss Mary Flores as my case counselor, who really pushed me to get it, and I still kind of waited and waited. So I decided to go to BTC, which is the Business Technology Center in Hanford. I went there where I learned office skills. Even during that process of going to BTC, I always attended the workshops that OVCDC offered, because they had a lot of good workshops, and I just wanted to learn as much as I could. So once I completed BTC, some jobs came up for OVCDC, and they really encouraged me to put an application in. So I was a little worried and thinking, you know, I don't have a GED. I've been a stay-at-home mom for about 15 years. I don't really have that much to offer, but I did volunteer a lot, which I guess they took that into consideration. So I got an interview, and they hired me as the youth activity leader for Hanford and Santa Rosa site. So I started working there, which I was really thrilled about that, but they did tell me that I had to receive my GED. They gave me a time limit, which really pushed me, because I think if it wasn't for that, then I probably wouldn't have done it. So they pushed me to get my GED, which I did. We then lost our AA, so I kind of filled in that role of the AA here at the Santa Rosa, and then was fully transferred over to the Santa Rosa site. I am still currently here at the Santa Rosa site, and very thankful for it.
At the TANF building, when I got my kids back, I came in, I met my caseworker. Really wasn't sure about how the program was going to work for me, or if I was ready for it again, because I got in trouble so many times I didn't know if I was going to be actually ready to be responsible. And after going through talking with my case counselor, I felt comfortable about it. For some reason, I knew that she would always be there for me and my kids, and I wasn't afraid to get on the phone and call her and talk to her. I wasn't worried about coming into the office when I needed information. As everything's been going with the program, whenever I need help, she's there, and she always calls me back. If there's something going on in my life that's, you know, something that's not, you know, important, that you would think that it's not important to somebody else, but it's important to me, she takes the time out and she talks to me, you know, and she gets me through it. So not only is she my case counselor, she's my extra support in my sobriety life. So she's awesome. She's an awesome case counselor, and I thank her again.
During the final year of grad school, I was offered a job at Table Mountain Rancheria as their registrar, assistant museum director, able to no longer qualify for the program because I actually made too much money. And so I didn't need the program anymore, and I was able to get a job that had complete full benefits and matching 401k and everything. And I feel that because I've completed school, I'm able to be a good role model for some of the people who are going through the program right now, or in Tribal TANF, or clients of Tribal TANF. Although I am self-sufficient, my son and I still participate in a lot of the cultural and language programs that are offered through OVCDC Tribal TANF. And because we're still involved with the Indian community in Visalia, I'm able to help motivate some of the other people to go to school and to finish school, and to really help them with their children and with their families, just attain their goals. I would like to thank OVCDC and the Tribal TANF program for helping me obtain my master's degree in museum studies, and I'm proud to say that this is my thesis, and I do acknowledge them in my thesis, and without them I would not have been able to be where I am and be as successful as I am today.
When it came to the end of my time being on the first phase of TANF, it was a little scary, because I knew I wasn't going to, I knew I had to be self-sufficient now, but they had got me, or helped get me, to the point where now I had a full-time job. I'm now a substance abuse counselor at Turtle Lodge. You know, I went from the on-call to the night manager to being a substance abuse counselor, and I'm still working with Native American people, which are, you know, the people who have helped me tremendously through all of my my ups and downs, and have always gave me a little extra push when I needed it. And now I'm coming to the end of my second phase. You know, they've helped me pay still for my child care for the last couple of years, you know, and even as, you know, one kid got older and the next kid got older, and so now my daughter's the only one, you know, she's left, but it's gave her, my sister's the one who watches my daughter for me. And so that gives her time with family, and it also, you know, helps my sister become self-sufficient too. So it's been full circle. It's helped our family become the people that we wanted to be as a family, and it let us know that there's somebody in the community who cares about us and what we've been through. And I know that if I ever fell into hard times, that I could come here to TANF, and they would definitely be the first ones to help me and the children out. So it's been wonderful, and I hope that I get to always be involved with everything that, you know, that TANF has. And I know they always call me and tell me there's something for my kids to do. And my kids have been to camp, I don't know how many times, and the boys come back and they're just, you know, full of stories and excitement, and learn so many cultural things, you know, that I may not even know, you know, half of myself, and they come back full of knowledge and hope and inspiration. And I completely thank, from the bottom of my heart, TANF for helping me with everything, because I honestly don't know what I would have done all these years without them. So thank you very much.
Once I got my job, I was able to kind of look around, and still I wasn't able to afford the deposit and that. So OVCDC once again helped me out by providing a deposit for me to get my own place, which I started out in a 2-bedroom little apartment that I could afford. But being here for 2 years, I was now able to get a 3-bedroom home for my children. I did encourage my children that education is very important. Both my sons, the oldest one is Isaac, he's graduated. My other son, who is 20, he's also graduated. And my daughter, she just loves school. I don't think I had to have a problem pushing her. Most of the time I have to just kind of tell her, okay, school's, you know, okay, but, you know, home, have some fun. But she doesn't. She likes reading and just math and just, you know. So anyway, so I'm really thankful to OVCDC for all they've done for me and all the skills that I learned at their workshops. Miss Audrey, she was wonderful. She taught a lot of good classes that I learned a lot about budgeting and how to take care of my family that way, and the different skills. And most of all, I am thankful to OVDC for helping me, encourage me to go to school to get my GED and to actually hire me. So anyway, thank you.
My life cleaned up. I got my kids back. I have a home. I got a car and everything, and I'm back on my feet. I'm getting ready to go to school, GED. I've been doing that for almost 6 months, you know, just trying to get on my feet, because that's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to graduate from high school, and I'm going to do it. You know, I don't care how long it takes me. I don't care if it takes me 2 years or whatever. I'm going to do it this time, and I'm not going to give up. Oh, my kids are doing great. I've got one that was started college. He started college in LA for the Culinary Art Institute, and then my other one's a football player. He's on the varsity team at Sierra High School. And then I've got a sophomore and an 8th grader. So, and my daughter just got the princess for Sierra High School this year for 2011. So we're doing great. Things are changing for the better for all of us. So I'd like to thank everybody for your time, and thank my counselor, of course, because she's always doing hard work for us. And I'd just like to thank the community for helping me through my life.
We are a dedicated American Indian organization operating under a consortium of sovereign nations. OVCDC is providing the opportunity for self-improvement in the quality of life by focusing on education and self-sufficiency while protecting, preserving, and promoting our cultures in the spirit of positive nation building for Native people of today and generations of tomorrow. We will continue to provide these great opportunities to our clients so that more will reach their goal of self-sufficiency.